And we were sharing a beautiful time with some seniors over at Centerwell Senior Primary Care, and they were able to publish a book. And man, you talking about some heartwarming, heart-wrenching stuff, Robin. I was choked up.
Oh, I saw the pictures on Facebook. Everybody looked so happy. I saw Representative Pryor handing out certificates for their program. So that was wonderful.
And that same audience, we want to remind that same audience, and we will be giving more and more information, Robin, as we continue to provide information, awareness, and resource on Medicare. We're going to have several lunch and learns before we get into the questions of the day. I know that you have some that aren't affiliated with RadioNext.tv, so if you want to share some locations that you'll be doing the lunch and learns, and then we'll put that out on my social media page as well.
Oh, great. So Monday, we will be at Centerwell over in College Park. And then Tuesday, we'll be at Centerwell at Pendleton Pike. One is 12 to 2 and one is 2 to 4. I believe the College Park is 12 to 2. But definitely come out. This is your time to engage directly with us. Ask any questions you have about AEP coming up. We will be presenting all the changes to the different plans here in Indianapolis. There will be food, prizes. So please come out for fun and conversation.
And we're also confirming to make sure that we can be over at Purpose of Life Church at 38th and Kessler on Monday, the October 20th. As soon as we finalize those details, the same thing will apply. Free food, free information that you can use as you get ready for this October 15th onslaught. And I guess that's the place for us to start, Robin. Last week, we were sharing a lot of information about what is it, what is Medicare and the waivers. But this week, it's all about time is how we have this slogan today. And so I guess, why is the annual enrollment period so important? Because this time of year, everybody's getting bombarded with calls. And if this is your first time in, Lord have mercy.
Yes. And I feel sorry for people. This is your first year in Medicare. But this is the most vital time for the Medicare clients because this is the only time that you can enroll or change your plan. But it's the only time that you can enroll outside of a special enrollment period or outside of your initial enrollment period. So that's why people are being bombarded with calls because you'll get another chance to make changes in January. But this is the only time that you can actually enroll in those different plans.
And so that is why it's so important right now for us to get this information out, because we know that the beginning of your enrollment period is beginning, I believe, October 15th, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. So that open enrollment goes from October the 15th to December the 7th. You're probably already receiving calls, meeting with your brokers, because as of October the 1st, we got an opportunity to see the new plans. They're out there, and then we're trying to meet with our existing clients right now before October the 15th comes up.
Now, so let's say if someone is ill, someone might be in a long-term assisted living facility and they cannot enroll. Are there any kind of special enrollment periods? Who qualifies for that?
Yeah, so the special enrollment periods, they're for people that if you're dual eligible, say you have a chronic illness or you're in a facility. So the way those works is if you're just now getting into Medicare or you're on a plan, say you're a dual eligible and now you become eligible for Medicaid, then that kicks in a special enrollment that you get time to enroll. If you now have a chronic illness that you've been diagnosed with, say like diabetes or COPD or heart failure, then that kicks in a special enrollment. And then also if you're in a long-term care facility. Now this
kind of like American Senior Communities that I'm visiting today.
Exactly, like a facility like that. So this is if you're new to these situations. So not if you're currently on a chronic illness plan, or if you're currently a DSNP, but this is people that's just entering into those special enrollment periods or into those criteria. Then you get a special enrollment period.
I'm so happy you mentioned this because, as I mentioned, information, awareness, and resources is all that I try to do. And I'm sure there are many people who are unaware of the special enrollment period. Speaking of the enrollment period, I gave out the dates, but you go ahead as the expert and let them know the enrollment period.
So the enrollment period right now is October the 15th to December the 7th. Make sure you sit down with your broker. If you have a broker, there were a lot of changes this year. Almost every plan had changes. And I just want to emphasize that almost every plan had some kind of changes. You would have got a letter from your carrier telling you about the changes, but this is the perfect time to sit down with someone that's experienced, go through those changes, see if you're on the best plan, if you're still on the best plan, and then let them know if you want to stay on that plan or if you want to shop around and get on a new plan.
Now, if you want to get on a new plan and you didn't even know what your old plan, because a lot of people, I don't even know what my plan is, Robin. I just know I have Medicare Part A and B. I told you we're going to be talking before December 7th. And there are probably a lot of people like me, especially if you don't need to use some of the services that are in your Medicare plan. You probably don't even know what you have. Is that fair to say?
That is, and a lot of people don't know if they're on Medicaid or Medicare. So here's the simplest way is take out your cards. If you are on Medicaid, you will have a Hoosier Health Wise card, and you will have a carrier card that says Pathway on it. That means one of our carriers like Anthem, Humana, or UHC. For those that are on Medicare, you will have a red, white, and blue card from the federal government. That's your Medicare card. And then for your Advantage plan, you will also have a carrier card that has your name on there, your policy. And that can be from anyone from Zing to Devoted to Anthem to Humana. So at the least, if you are on Medicaid and Medicare, you have at least 4 cards. If you're just on Medicare, you have 2 cards.
Jesus.
So take out your cards, make sure you know which one is which. And it's important about these cards because I was just talking to some clients. When you go to the doctor's office, when you go to the pharmacy, you have to make sure that you give them both of your cards if you're on Medicaid and Medicare. And I'm talking both of your insurance carrier cards. So say you are on Humana for Medicaid and you're on Humana for Medicare, you have to present both of those cards because they have to bill Medicaid and Medicare. If you only give them one card, they're just going to bill just that carrier. And you've got to make sure they're going to bill both of them.
Now, you mentioned that some of the names of the plans have changed. Could you give me an example of a plan that might have had a different name last year that's going to have a different name this year?
So, yes. So speaking of dual eligibles, all those, we talked about this last weekend that now FSSA is requiring alignment. So your company that you're on for your Medicaid must match your Medicare company. Last year, a lot of those plans were called duals. They were called dual advantage or full dual. Now this year, those plan names will change and they will have pathway in the name. So it'll probably make it a little bit easier for you to identify. So everyone that's 60 and over that are dual eligible, now their plan will have pathway somewhere in the name. So all those names of those policies did change.
Wow, that's going to be confusing, I'm sure. And that's the reason we need you serving this information because the worst thing that you can do with the older folks is have to try to make some changes. I mean, it's hard enough to get them to enroll anyway. But now we have to learn something new. What if you want to stay on the same plan?
So if you want to stay on the same plan, you don't have to do anything. Just make sure you know the changes that's going to take effect on that plan. And then that company is going to automatically keep you in that plan. If you're with a broker, make sure you call and let them know, or they will be reaching out to you. And you just let them know you're happy with your plan and you want to stay on the same plan.
Let me tell the people listening, they're going to be reaching out to you. It's not an if to, they're going to be reaching out. Before we close today, shopping around, every time this enrollment period comes, we've got people bombarding you with phone calls, television commercials, and we were very candid last week about making sure that you understand that you're in alliance with the state and the plans of that particular state. Many of these people calling you are from national organizations and they could care less about what's being done in Indianapolis. Talk about shopping safely.
So one thing you want to do is you want to make sure who your broker is. If you don't know who your agent is on your account, because these are the people that's actually over your account with your carrier, and these are the people that's getting commission. If you don't know, you can always call the carrier and say, hey, who is my agent? Who's on my account? Because that is the person that you need to be talking to. If you want to go ahead and talk to a new agent, a new broker, that is fine. But I will advise that you speak to someone like Ensurecare, like us, that's local, that's willing to meet with you in person or over the phone, and that basically have your best interest at heart. This is the time to shop around because I did not mention that some of these plans have just been canceled. And one of those plans is the Anthem Chronic Illness Plan. So if you are on Anthem Chronic Illness Plan, you must change because they are no longer offering that plan. So that means you may want to look at Zing, you may want to look at Devoted, you may want to look at Humana or Aetna. Aetna has a new chronic illness plan, and UAC. So there's other companies out there with chronic illness plans, but keep in mind, yeah, this is definitely the year to be shopping around.
Well, I would be remiss if I did not say that the broker of choice for RadioNext.tv and the Senior Scoop Internet Radio Show is Robin Shackelford with Ensurecare Insurance Providers. So why don't you tell them how they can get in touch with you before we close this down?
Sure. They can give us a call at 317-759-3433, or they can email us at robin@ensurecareinsurance.com. And feel free to visit our website at ensurecareinsurance.com.
Now, go on and get your vote in too before we get off the air. Tell them what's happening coming up. Is, elections are never too early to start campaigning. Tell them.
Well, elections will be next year, so we'll be running for office again in 2026.
Well, we didn't learn that we was free for about 2.5 years, so maybe need to tell them we need to be voting a year in advance so they can be ready, if that sounds crazy enough.
Yes, this is going to be an important midterm election. You'll be voting for your congresspeople. You'll be voting for your state legislators. So in May, make sure you come out to the primary in 2026.
Thank you so much, Robin Shackelford. You can find more about Ensurecare Insurance Providers on the RadioNext.tv page, and you can also go to their website and find out more about what is going to be best for you in the upcoming enrollment period. My sister, I'll talk to you soon, and stay strong.
Okay, thank you, HB. Bye,
Absolutely.
everyone.